Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Sadie Dempsey, and I would like to introduce Richard Brown, running for Dane County Supervisor in District 4. As we begin, I'd like you to give an opening statement as to the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which qualifies you for this office, and why you are running for Dane County Board.
So first, let me say that I'm a United States veteran. So I am a veteran, and I understand veteran services. I use veteran service a lot, service of Dane County. Also was the business manager at Mendota Mental Health Institution. But before I became the business manager, I went to college at Marshall University on a football scholarship. I dropped out after 2 years, and I went to the military. And then after I got out of the military, I got a job in the United States Federal Bureau of Prisons. So I worked for the Department of Justice. So I understand the jail situation because I worked as a prison guard for 5 years. Well, becoming a prison guard for 5 years, working as a prison guard, I went to UW-Baraboo to get an associate degree. I had 2 years of college football. I played football, 2 years at Marshall, but no degree. So I went to Baraboo and I got an associate degree. And I stayed there. I got associate of science, and I just like computers. So I started messing with computers. And I made my first A ever, and it was in accounting. And so I took a lot of accounting classes. And then after a while, 5, 6, 7 semesters, one of the counselors came to me and said, hey, you got a 3.455, something like that, GPA. I'm gonna apply for you to get accepted to the UW-Madison School of Business. So I went to UW-Madison School of Business, got a bachelor's degree, finished there, and got a job at the Legislative Audit Bureau as a financial auditor. I left LAB, Legislative Audit Bureau, and I became the business manager of Mendota Mental Health Institution. So I understand mental health, and I was a business manager. I ran that. After becoming a business manager, I was acting director of operations. So I got housekeeping, building grounds, security, engineering, food service. So I understand the Badger Prairie, which is in Dane County. So I did that. And then after I left there, I ended up becoming county board supervisor in the 15th district for like 3 terms. And I did that for 3 terms, went back to work and got a job working for DPI, Department of Public Instruction. So I was a Title I accountant there. And after I left there, after 5 years, I got a job at Dane County as their systems accountant. So I ran pretty much their financial computerized operation in their accounting system of old Dane County. Meanwhile, like I said, I was the business manager. I was an accountant. So I have a very, very strong accounting business background, which I can bring to the service. But also, I was a commissioner on the Dane County Housing Authority for 5 years, so I understand housing as a county commissioner. And I also I coach high school football. I coach at East, I coach at West, I coach at Memorial. So I've always been a mentor to youth. So I believe with all that strong background, the education, my degree at the university, I also am a certified public manager. So I actually feel that I'm a good fit to come back, especially during the times of economic problems and high inflation and high taxes. So that's what my experience is.
Thank you so much. Okay, that's a great segue to the next question. What do you view as the most significant budget issues facing the board, and how would you propose addressing them?
So I think there's a few. One of them is the problem we're having with the jail, and just not very well planned the way things happen with a $28 million overflow and spending. The budget came in $28 million over. So that's a big issue. We're just getting pretty high in lending. I think we need to slow down, and I think we need to just do more accountability. We need to make sure that people are more accountable for the contracts that we have. We got a large human service budget. We need to make sure that people are doing what they say they're doing, performance standards, maybe even looking at some consolidations. I was a part during the time when I was on the county board of the joint city health consolidation. So some consolidations, some administrative consolidations, or maybe even some computerization. The city and the county both have, the same, they use the same accounting system. I know I worked on the county's accounting system and I talked to the city. We all use pretty much the same thing. So maybe some consolidations in them areas and, through attrition and also just being more efficient. And I know ways and I've seen ways where we can be more efficient. So I think that's one of the biggest budget issues. The other issue is our taxes are just getting too high. So if we're, loose with the money like we have been and not making people accountable for the things that are, we're going to have our seniors are going to be priced out of housing. They won't be able to stay in their home. And also it's important for renters because as landlords' taxes go up, they're going to raise the rent. So it all is a bubble effect that really encompasses the budget. It comes around to the budget and my strong background and budget and actually knowledge of the county board. And I chaired personnel finance, which I did 2 county budgets. And my background on the inside and the outside, I've seen so many things that we can fix and we can do better. We can do better.
Thank you. What do you see as the next right steps for the county to take in addressing mental illness and substance use disorders to divert people from the criminal justice system?
Well, when I was on the county board, I actually almost had Kathleen Falk talked into a inpatient treatment facility. It's enough time for us to continue to lock up people that have mental illness, drug and alcohol mental illness. And at the end of they get out of their term, they still got mental illness. We're just holding them over and setting them up for the next problem. We need to fix them. And so we need to sentence them. We got to find a way that we can sentence people to inpatient treatment instead of putting them into jail. If they have chronic mental illness, we can sentence them to that. So when they get out, they're better. Right now, we're just, that's one step. I think the other step is we got to collaborate and work with the school district. We got to catch them young. And, Dane County has mental health and really good with mental health programs and facilities and all the things that we have. We work with different agencies that in mental health. So why can't we collaborate with the school district and catch them early? Let's catch the kids that have mental illness problems early, and so that we can prepare them so they can be good citizens, contributing citizens to our community. The third thing I would do is I would do more awareness in the minority community. Mental illness is a stigma in our community, and we need to let people know it's okay. I remember years ago, everything was going great for me. I was moving to be a millionaire, own a whole bunch of rental property, and things just came crashing down. I got divorced, my mom died, my son died. And for a period of time, I know I went through depression, and depression is the start of mental illness. So I've been through that. So and we can dig ourselves out of it, but we just need a window. And so I think that we need to be able to provide that window, that light for people. So that's, I think, the next step is to work on the youth and also inpatient treatment facility.
Thank you so much for that answer. How would you evaluate the county's current efforts to address homelessness? And are there any additional steps you believe the county should take to address this issue?
Wow, that's tough. I think they're doing everything that they think they know they should do. Let me just say that. We're throwing a lot of money at it. I know that. And for some reason, we have budget issues. We're throwing a lot of money at homelessness. We're just building. And we had this concept of housing first. And do it really work? Why housing first? Why not housing second? Why not a third? Why? It sounds good. It looks good. I give you an example. We have Housing First project on Tree Lane. I think it was Housing First. They put people in there. They're shutting it down now. So I think we got all the programs, we got everything they need, but there's no accountability. There's no accountability. You bring me an organization that comes to me to say, okay, we're doing all this for housing. Then I say, let me see your numbers. Let's look at your numbers. Are you producing? You know, we got a lot of R money, they call it R money. I know because I used to divide it up. I was responsible before I retired from the county board. I was responsible for the R reporting. And I seen all the organizations, all the agencies that got the money, but they got the money, but then who knows the outcome? There's no outcome. There's no expectations. Here's the money. You're going to do well. No expectations. So if we require expectations, then the organizations that don't want us to require expectations will not. And so we got to have the expectations. Housing First, it works, and I understand that. And I got to finish up. Housing First is, and I understand that. Yeah, the question is they got to have a house before you can fix mental illness and all that. But why not do it all at one time? It got to happen. There's got to be follow-up. I'm sorry. I'm ready.
No apology needed. Thanks so much for that answer. We're going to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Concerns continue about noise abatement related to the presence of F-35 fighter jets and PFAS pollution at the airport. What would you seek to do about these concerns if elected?
The noise pollution. I mean, here's the deal. I sympathize, and I don't know. I think at one time there was some arrangement with people that bought homes over there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I get the noise pollution. But we want our country protected. You know, I don't know where the balance is at, and I don't live over there, and I don't drain it. I don't know the issue because I don't live it. I like to learn more before I even say I wouldn't do anything. The PFAS, I get it. It's going into our water. I think I would do more research on what effects it has on youth at a younger age over a period of time. I know we're doing a lot of things for our water and all our grounds and everything to be right, but I'm really concerned about the environmental thing. I could deal with the noise if it saves our lives. I don't know. I got to hear more on it.
Thank you so much. Okay, what else, if anything, should Dane County be doing to address health disparities?
Well, we all know that the disparities are there. Still more information. I think that the Joint City County Health Department is doing a real good job. I think we could do better. I think we just got to continue to do what we're doing and make sure that we're making positive change. And if we're not, we got to look at something different. I think evaluation, I'm going back to let's find out what works and what doesn't work. And let's make sure we get good numbers and good statistics. I'm a number guy. I'm systems accountant for Dane County. So we did a lot of analyzing. I like to really analyze the issue and see whether we're getting our bang for our buck with the organizations that we're using right now. So that's my answer to that.
Thanks so much. Please tell us about other priorities for the residents of your district that we have not yet addressed and how you would propose addressing them.
So when I was on the county board before, and I'm aging myself, I was on the Area Association of Aging. And I feel that we need to help our seniors more. I think we can do better. People are living longer, and we have to find ways where we can connect youth to help our seniors in some way continue to increase services and funding to focal points. I think that's very important. I just remember being on AAA, Area Association of Aging. There was always trying to figure out where we would put the money. I mean, we seem to have a lot of money for everything else. Why not have money for our seniors? So I think that's important. The other thing is youth. I coached high school football at East. I coached at West. I coached at Memorial. Maybe 10 years between the three of them. I coached over 10 years in Southside Raider football, and I'm coaching. Last year, I coached fourth grade football. We need to put more money in our youth, and make sure that we have space. I just know we had 150 kids programming that was playing football for the Southside Raiders. After it's over, where do they go? You go one place, maybe the Boys and Girls Club got 40 slots, but there's 150 kids. So we need more programming for kids. So I would support programs like youth, anything for the teens. I know there's a teen center proposed in Pittsburgh. And also we need to help our rural communities because they're all a part of Dane County, not just here. Okay.
Thank you so much. So we're going to shift to closing statements now. What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
First, I want to thank the League of Women Voters and the City Madison channel for their professionalism and their dedication to the cause of voters. And I think that's very important. I just want to say that strong fiscal background, worked in mental health, prison guard, ran the budget, understand the seniors' needs, work with youth over 20 years. I think that's a good combination. We need to empower experience. Experience matters. It's important. If experience did not matter, why would we tell our kids to get an education? Why would we tell our kids to go farther? Experience have to matter, and it should matter in politics too. It's time for us to do something in this district and in the county, and I'm the one for the fourth. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank Richard Brown for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everybody that the general election is Tuesday, April 2nd. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.